Welcome back to Behind the Blade. My name's Jack Churchman from CutCrew Limited, and we are currently on site at our parish council. We're a commercial grounds maintenance business, and you can follow our journey of what we get up to and how we do things. Lads are just getting the kit off the trailer, and then we're going to be running around the whole parish, mowing, strimming and blowing. Let's get on with it. So Ash is deeming the strimmer today, and we get started with all the strimming, blowing up and mowing as we go. If you've seen our videos before, you already know the crack. And there's three of us here today. So I'm on the right, little Jack's on the hustler, and Ash is just blowing up behind us after doing all the strimming. We move on working through this. We did have two strimmers on us, so me and Ash tackled this large bank whilst Jack is mowing and tidying up the other areas. We finished off the day, we're sorting out the play park, and today was a bit of a rush, so we got the parish council done as quick as possible, and we're now over at Fine and Volta getting all the line marking done, ready for presentation day.
Obviously now, that's all on the ground. It's not going to be the end of the world. If it doesn't do any damage, you've got to jack it out.
So it's now Saturday, and I had an absolute disaster and a nightmare of a Friday in the end, but soon to come on that in a minute. I'm at a school and I'm on my own today. The boys are on holiday, and I'm just doing all the border work and the tractor work first, and once I'd set the border up, I managed to get the auto steer dialed in, and we got the field done in record time. I didn't film much because I was on my own just trying to get it done, but once the field was cut on the tractor, I just went over the lines. Now the old contractor had left some awful lines, so we need to reset them today with the robot. And the quickest way to clean the lines ready for line marking is to give them a mulch and then a quick blow. And as you can see here, once Roy was all set up and programmed, I just walked in front of him to blow the lines down. The length of this grass was mega long, hence the mess. Okay, it's about 4:30, I'm still on site. It's been a bit of a nightmare today because the old contractor left the grass so long. The client wanted the old lines to fade, so we've cut it already, and I'm here to give it a second cut in the same week this week. Got rid of those lines using Roy. Roy is being temperamental today and very slow. I'm using him to do all the initial markouts. There's a lot. There's an athletics track, 4 rounders, javelin, shot put, cricket, 2 softball, and I think that's it. But yeah, I'm just absolutely exhausted mentally and physically. So the reason why there wasn't a lot of content yesterday is, I'm still like trying to process it. But basically we got given a Husqvarna collecting mower from a client. They didn't want anything for it, we just got given it. You might have seen it in last week's video. It's no use to us. We've obviously got commercial machines. We tried and tested it. It was a good mower, very good mower, and some of them were averaging maybe £1,900 to £2,000. So I thought, okay, let's get it for sale and see what happens. So we had quite a bit of interest on it. Before I start the story, I am very street aware. Anyone that knows me, actually knows me as a person, will know that I'm very aware to life, some of the scams, fraud, bits and bobs out there like that. But anyway, so we had a 60-year-old gentleman. I checked his profile, all of this stuff. It all matched up. He was looking for a mower for a little paddock that he had and whatnot. I spoke to him on the phone. It sounded like a 60-year-old bloke, like, you know, as he described himself. Cut a long story short, the people that turned up weren't this guy. It weren't this 60-year-old guy. They were from the travelling community, and yeah, they were sound when they first turned up, and then about 10 minutes in, they were kind of ensuing distraction techniques, going through all the kit. They were in the vans, looking through the unit, and before anyone says anything, we wasn't meant to be meeting at the unit. They actually called me because they'd arrived early, and because Roy was playing up at Find and Volta, I was at the unit at the time, and I was like, well, where are you? Again, sounded like a 60-year-old bloke. Unbelievable. But yeah, anyway, this chain of events led to these people being at the unit. I was outnumbered, 4 of them. To be honest with you, I think my son has made me second guess whether to fight or flight nowadays. But yeah, cut a long story short, we've had kind of a rotavator, a strimmer, the mower I got given And yeah, and then obviously they knew the location of the unit. Some words were said that if they hadn't had a trailer on the back of their truck already, they'd be taking my trailer. So I spent last night till about 10 o'clock at night taking the wheels off the trailer and getting the trailer completely immobile, getting all of the kit out of the unit. And yeah, and I ended up actually staying there last night until about 2 in the morning. Did a little camp out because I thought if they do turn up, at least I can block them in, get the hell out of there, call the police. But they didn't turn up. So yeah, it's really hit me hard. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna beat around the bush, I'm not gonna pretend to say that it's just one of those things. It's hit me hard. Although not a lot was taken that we actually need to operate the business, it's given me a massive knock on the nose that if it had gone a different way, for example, if they had managed to get all of the kit, would be done for. That'd be it. It'd take 6 months maybe to get an insurance payout due to it being theft. It would definitely get investigated to make sure that we're not committing fraud and things like that. We're talking 6 months for a payout, and if all my kit was gone, I have not got the budget, I've not got the pot of money to sit there and replace everything. So it's given me a massive knock on the nose. Yeah, we were kind of not relying on that money to be sold for the mower, but it was going to help us massively get through a bit of a pitfall from 3 bank holidays and half term. Schools have been very late paying. But anyway, that's story time over. I hope that everyone out there maybe takes something from this. And yeah, I've got some bits to finish off here, but yeah, hopefully Monday is the start of a better week. So it's now Wednesday and I took a little bit of a break from filming because I needed to sort my affairs out. But I turn up to site and Jack is already on the hedge cutting and Ash has already done the mowing and started strimming. And I was a little bit late, and that's because I collected the S5 722 from Trimax that we're demoing today. If you want to see more content on this, we're going to be doing a standalone video on the Trimax and an in-depth review. However, I started off with the borders, seeing how this machine got on straight away, and oh my god, what a machine this is. With the borders done, I got the GPS set and the auto steer set up, and we got cracking with the stripes. We did this field in literally 20 minutes. This thing is an absolute animal and I thoroughly enjoyed watching it cut. I literally cannot believe that has taken about 25 minutes to cut 2.5 hectares. This thing is an animal. Anyway, it's time to get it packed up because I've got to go meet Trimax and George Brown's at my next site. So with a meeting set up with George Brown's and Trimax, I didn't want to be late, so we got straight over there and started cutting grass. After we had a little bit of a chit chat talking about Trimax and business. Had a really great day, but anyway, we got cracking with the grass here on this site. And what was really cool is the owner from Trimax came over from New Zealand. This is Bob. He's mega down to earth and such a cool guy. It was mega good to see him. I gave them the lap around in the Massey Ferguson and they thoroughly enjoyed being in the driver's seat with us, creating those beautiful GPS stripe lines with their machine. Once that side was done, Ash had to blow the lines down and get all the line marking done, and I headed over to the other side of the site to start on the border. Once the border was done, we could then start with those stripes. This thing is absolutely eating up the grass, which makes it very hard to get a lot of content for you guys. But again, I'm out of the cab doing some exterior filming, and there's going to be plenty of information and shots on this on the standalone video with Trimax. So if you're not already subscribed, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that one. It's going to be epic. Okay, so I've just finished cutting grass with the Pegasus 722. The boys have now got to blow some of the lines down and get this line marked. I'm going to skip to the next site and start cutting because I need to get this machine back to Northampton before Trimax closes. So I get over to the next site, and this is a monthly cut and it's basically a cow field. Look at the length of this. How will we meant to work with this scope of works? But I felt really bad using a demo machine. However, we had to put this S5 to the test and it was passing with flying colours. Anyway, this is the first time we've done this site with GPS, so I started getting that boundary in on the GPS on the CHC nav, and then I started doing a couple of strips at the bottom to give ourselves some turnaround space with this massive machine. Once that was done, I could then get my AB line set, and we set that up to the straight edge Once that was set, we could let auto steer do all of the hard work, because what's the point in working hard if you can work smart, eh? Anyway, we're cracking through this field. With that 7 metre width, it's eating up the grass, no bother at all. And we've not got a little bit left, which makes me sad, because this is the last piece of grass I will cut with the 722. But it's been an absolute pleasure, and I can't thank Trimax enough. Anyway, the lads have turned up to do all the small bits and the finishing off, and now I've got to run to Trimax to get this machine back to them before they close. And I did get the Trimax back in time, and that is the end of this episode, and what an emotional week it has been. But we pulled through, and I just want to say thank you to everyone that has reached out to us to offer help. There's some big thank yous coming in the next video. We literally could not have got through this week without you. But yeah, more to come on that. So if you're interested in more Trimax content, make sure you subscribe, because we are going to be releasing a full in-depth review of the 722 very shortly on the page. And for those people that have reached out and offered to send money and things like that, it's very kind of you, but that's not what it's about, and we will persevere, adapting and overcoming every obstacle that is faced. But if you do want to support us and help us get through some tough times, the best way to do that is on CutCrew competitions. Head over to cutcrewcompetitions.co.uk. Got some fantastic prizes being drawn this week and in the future weeks to come, and it will really help us out. And make sure you use the code Behind the Blade for a bit of discount. Anyway, that's enough of Behind the Blade for this week. We shall see you in the next video. Make sure you click all of this stuff so you can watch our other content, or subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.